framed. So.
All right, so how many of you have tons of keepsakes? You don't want to give them up, but you don't know what to do with them, right? And that's where Life Chests come in.
That's right. They are a company that makes one-of-a-kind boxes for you to keep all of your mementos.
Yeah, recently they created a hometown hero line making boxes out of reclaimed wood in Detroit to give to the heroes in your life.
The Life Chest is a very special place for you to put all of your memorabilia and keepsakes in, and it can be passed through generations. I started the project in 2012 here in Detroit, but my husband actually started Life Chest in 2000 back in Canada. We were looking at how they are demolishing homes in Detroit. And there is a lot of wood available from those homes that we could use to build Life Chests. We really wanted to provide something that you could give to anyone in your life, but particularly with Detroit and doing the reclaimed wood, we want it to be for the hero in your life. So it can be anybody. It can be your dad, it can be a teacher, it can be somebody who made a real big difference in what you do every day. The Hometown Hero Life Chest is a smaller chest than we usually make, and it would hold some of the very, very special things that are very meaningful to them. Where it starts, we have a group, Roderick Rickman and Rickman Enterprises. They are one of the companies that is hired to take down these homes in Detroit. They salvage the wood that can be salvaged out of that property, and then we pick it up and take it to end grain woodworking. Our woodworking team then preps the wood, cut the wood, and build the chest. And the main goal behind building them right here in Detroit is because we have a very large veteran population here that isn't working, and we'd like to start a program where we could put veterans back to work. We have given Life Chests all over the country to combat injured troops, wounded soldiers, to people retiring in the military. I think having a very special place to put mementos that bring the veterans and their families closer to an understanding of what these veterans have actually lived through is really, really important. That memento brings back the story that was around that time in that veteran's life, and it enables people to communicate, understand, and feel a little bit about what it was like for them.
Very cool stuff. Joining us in studio now is Donna Yost, who's the CEO of Life Chest, and we've got two vets with us. You want to introduce yourselves, Doc?
Dr. Ricky Wright. I was a flight surgeon, emergency medicine physician in the Gulf War.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Paul Palazzolo, Staff Sergeant in Vietnam and President of Chapter 9 of the Vietnam Vets at Temple and Woodward.
Well, good to have you both here, and thanks for your service. This is a wonderful idea.
Absolutely.
And what's really cool is you have in different chest eclectic mixes of things that really matter to these men and women, right?
We sure do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If you look in the chests, they actually have so many items, letters written from Vietnam home, and they collect them. They're challenge coins, flags, really important memorabilia.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So how did both of you receive these chests?
Well, I received mine through the Vietnam Veterans Association, they were donated by Life Chest Corporation.
Okay.
This was prior to the Veterans Day back in November.
So how did you decide, Paul, we'll just focus on you for a minute, how did you decide what goes in your chest?
Well, really, most of the stuff that I had, they were in various rooms. They were in shoe boxes.
Yeah.
And when I received my Life Chest, I said, well, geez, I got to start putting this stuff together to pass down to my children. You know, only 1% of the people in the United States serve. And we've got to honor our veterans. And this is a great way to honor our veterans. They could be Christmas gifts, they could be birthday gifts, Father's Day is coming up. We've got to get these things, we've got to get that sponsor out there that can help us to build these in Detroit. You know, we're demolishing all these homes now. There's good wood in these homes. And we get Paquette Square over there on Paquette Avenue. Yeah. There's a housing there. To get these veterans to start building them, then we've got a great chance to get some veterans training and getting them off the street and have a good profession of making these, and we can give more of them away. But the object is to create jobs for veterans.
Yeah. And so how do you put these together? How do you connect the vet to the chest and the donor? How does that come together quickly?
Right now, what we're doing is developing this particular life chest, the Hometown Hero Life Chest.
That's this one?
That's the reclaimed wood.
Okay, yeah.
And that is a brand new program with the Life Chest. And I'm working with Southwest Solutions, with Paquette Square, with Volunteers of America, and with Chapter 9.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is organize all of these different groups to work together to try and set this program up.
Beautiful.
It's very easy to do if we just get the collaborative effort, and we have veterans that are already ready to go and trained.
Yeah.
They live in Paquette Square. It's 150 veterans living there.
Okay.
There's a lot of space around Detroit that we could use to develop this program. We have so many great companies. Southwest Solutions is an amazing organization that would help train and get the veterans ready to actually build these chests. There's veterans that are already carpenters that can't get a job, and we want to create these jobs, and this is a very simple way of doing it. We have life chests that we can sell to the community for, you know, all over the United States, that in doing so will help us create the money to develop the program.
So Ricky, tell us about your box. How did you pick the items that are in there?
Well, there's some of the items that I've just received over the last couple of years. I had a serious accident 3 years ago and lost a lot of my, you know, all my mementos, pictures, diplomas and such. And now I'm just gaining some things back. Some of the items that are in there now, some certificates I received from some of the veterans organizations I've been in. Also through the Salvation Army, I was inducted as a soldier for the Salvation Army. And other community activities I'm doing now, and getting some of my diplomas back from college, medical school, and stuff like that I lost, you know. So it's been a lifesaver almost, you know.
Wow, wow. So what are the kind of stories that all of you hear when veterans receive these chests? How does it help them cope, and does it bring closure? How do they help them? There
is a healing process with this, because the Vietnam vets weren't welcome back. Right. Okay. And so I kept all my stuff just scattered throughout the house, and I looked at a picture, and oh, this kid was killed. A kid by the name of Jobs was killed from Boston, and I just happened to have his picture, and I says, I got to get all this stuff together. I also keep Holly McLaw's picture. This is a young 18-year-old girl that was killed in Iraq, and I can't fathom losing one of my children. And the time that she got killed, my daughter was on the USS Saipan. She was over there.
Hold that up for us again so we can get a shot of it.
And I kept this on my office desk to remind me how lucky I am to come back and be a part of the United States and try to help for Veterans Affairs. I'm the spokesman for the men and women who aren't coming back, okay? To get them to the VA hospital and help them be trained, and hopefully build these life chests. If we get a sponsor out there to build these things, we get a lot of veterans off the street, and we have a lot of people in Detroit that I think that can step forward and have this thing done.
Beautiful. Well, it's good to see you all this morning, and we'll get the information and click on Detroit.com. We'll post a link on our webpage, so if you'd like to donate a chest, purchase a chest for a hero in your life or your family, we'll make sure we connect the dots, and anybody else we hear from who wants to step up. It's good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very
much. Thank you for your service.